Are you on edge? Come on. We live in challenging, edgy times, so let's lean in. I'm Sandra Bargman, the host of The Edge of Every Day, which airs bi-monthly on MaximizeU.Life and iTunes. Tune in live with me and my friends and colleagues as we share stories and courageous conversations about pushing boundaries, exploring our rough edges, and walking between the worlds of what is and what is yet to be. Join me, Sandra Bargman, on the edge of every day on MaximizeU.Life. Hello, everyone. I'm Sandra Bargman, and welcome to the Edge of Every Day. Today, we are live in the hive at our home at MaximizeU.Life. Are you a change maker? Do you walk between worlds, between cultures, between systems? If you answered yes to any of these questions, the Edge of Every Day is the place for you. In a nutshell, this podcast is about pushing boundaries and exploring rough edges. Through conversations and shared stories with friends and colleagues, it's my hope that we can begin to understand our edges. And what I mean by edges is those places where we are fearful, those places where we are resistant to change, those places where paradoxes and contradicting identities live in our beliefs and in our understandings, both individually and collectively. We live in edgy, challenging times, and silence is no longer an option. Life isn't black or white, it's both, and I want to talk about that. I want to explore the rough edges between our light-filled brilliance and our dark, shadowy corners. Because the more we recognize our own edges and get real about them, the more we can help others to do the same. And that, I fully believe, can help to change the world. So thanks again for tuning in. And can you believe it? We are fast approaching our 1-year anniversary of the Edge of Everyday podcast, finding its current home on MaximizeU.Life. Wow. I know, right? Becoming a member of Team Maximize You has enriched my life in a multitudinous number of ways. And Sal and Laura Celly, founders and CEO of Maximize You, have become trusted friends and colleagues. Last January, I had the great opportunity to travel with Sal and Laura to Bangalore, India. Definitely a major bucket list travel adventure for me. To be a presenter in the Business and Leadership Growth Summit, the event that they produced, in which I shared my work as a presence and communication teacher and my method, the big approach. While there, I had the great fortune to meet Sunil Rawat, the founder and managing director of Softude, the IT and software solutions company that partners with MaximizeU to create their AI-powered platform for individuals and organizations to maximize potential. We traveled to Indore to spend the day at Softude, touring their offices, meeting the extraordinary team members, and listening to their contributions and expertise, as well as being treated to outrageously delicious food all throughout the day. Happy to remain quiet in the corner to simply learn, listen, and lend my support by showing up. I was deeply moved to learn that the team members at Softude had listened to the Edge of Everyday podcast, and they invited me into their conversations to share about myself, my work, my teachings about storytelling and presence, and to offer feedback about my experience of being on the Maximize You platform. It was truly a highlight of my trip to India. As our day was winding down, and we had just listened to Sunil share a bit of his life journey and the wisdom he's woven into his entrepreneurial adventures, Sal turned to me and said, "Sandra, you should have Sunil on as a guest on your podcast." I couldn't have agreed more. So here we are celebrating these two dedicated entrepreneurs and 21st century leaders and their powerful collaboration in combining empathy, technology, and business. I'm reminded of the quote by Willis Harman. Business, the motor of our society, has the opportunity to be a new creative force on the planet, a force which could contribute to the well-being of many. For that to occur, we must all substantially increase our commitment to integrity and accountability and courageously make a quantum leap in consciousness beyond conventional solutions, beyond opposing forces, beyond fear and hope. Oh, so before I just have to welcome my two glorious guests before I read their CVs for our wonderful listeners. Hello, Sunil, and hello, Sal. Welcome to
Hi,
you.
Hi,
hello.
Sandra.
Nice, nice to
Yeah,
meet.
it's a great time to be doing this. And Sunil and Sandra, it's so awesome to be talking to both of you. So thank you, Sandra, for putting
Likewise.
this together. Yeah.
Oh, and it was such a great, glorious remembrance for me to put that opening together, remembering our time sitting at Softude and just the beautiful feelings, the incredible vibes in your offices, the wonderful group of people that you've put together at Softude, and all of us, the welcome that you gave us, just so wonderful. Well, before we go on, I have to read a little bit more your CVs. I just have short versions of them, and then we'll dive into our conversation. Okay. Sal Celly, founder and advisor of MaximizeU. Sal has 30 plus years of a highly accomplished technology sales and consulting career with Oracle, Infor, Dell, among others, and is an expert in identifying, analyzing, and executing on market opportunities across industries, industry verticals, and organizational stages. A successful entrepreneur, angel investor, and thought leader, having set up and mentored several business operations and leaders across industries and geographies. Sal is a sought-after speaker and mentor and has published various books, podcasts, and a video channel. Sal has an MBA from Dalhousie University and is a graduate studies from Cornell, MIT, and Stanford University. He resides in Austin, Texas, with his wife and family. Sunil Rawat is the founder and managing director of Softude, having launched the company in 2005 with the clear goal of helping businesses achieve scale through technology solutions. Sunil is a serial entrepreneur and an IT veteran with over 31 years of business experience. He has a sharp edge in identifying business profit leaks and fixing them with technology solutions. He directly interacts with some 80 plus big brands on their digital transformation roadmap. Sunil lives by the philosophy that a happy and peaceful mind delivers great results. This strong belief has served Softude in becoming a team of 425 plus dedicated and talented tech resources. Sunil cares deeply about the well-being of all and shares his experience and learnings in the fields of stress management, motivation, and mentoring startups. So again, gentlemen, it is such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for being on the edge of every day. And what a joy for me to dive into your backgrounds and really do some great resources. It's so clear with your servant leadership mentality why you're together. And we're going to get into that. But before we do, I have questions that I like to ask everyone, all of my guests. Let's start with you, Sal, because I've asked you this in the past, and Sunil can have a moment to think. What identity do you lead with, Sal Celly?
Yeah, I think, Sandra, I think I answered that the last time. I don't remember what I told you, but
Good, it's changed, maybe.
yeah, maybe it has. You know, the identity I lead with is one of an edge walker
Mm,
who is walking between different worlds. And the worlds that I love to walk amongst are technology on one side and human potential on the other. And that's what I'm passionate about, how we can leverage technology to positively impact human progress.
yeah, beautiful. And Ed, I love that you got edge walkers in there, because the last time you answered this, we had Dr. Judy Neal on the show, and who has created
Yes.
edgewalkers.org. And for our listeners, both Sal and I are facilitators through Edgewalkers International. So now, Sunil, let's jump to you. What identity do you lead with?
So, Sandra, for me, I think the identity I would like to have, that how I can impact anyone's life, how I can bring a smile onto a face. Probably that is something, the identity I really live, and I want to live that.
I love it. Well, and that's certainly the identity that you led with when I met you. You know, it's funny when I have people on the show, I remember when I first started to ask this question, what I answered with in this Sal, this is this to the idea of it changing. I think that it can change when we think about identities. Once we try to pull that open, you know, I think in today's world, identity, with the fluidity of identity, I think we're all being challenged to understand what that even means in today's world. But I used to talk about leading with comedian, because I think that I felt like a safe way for me to disarm people and to feel at one with them. But at this point in time, I have to agree with both of you, you know, and particularly with your Sal of Edgewalker, being willing to be spirit embodied, to weave our spiritual journey into the work that we do. And I know that's what you both do. You weave your spiritual wisdom and your understandings, and you bring it to technology, and you bring it to business. This is 21st century leadership. This is servant leadership. Just glorious. Okay, so with that, Sal, let's start with you. Share a little bit about your career and your work and how it's led to the creation of Maximize You.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know, as you rightly mentioned, I've been in the tech industry for over 30 years and have worked with a lot of large organizations and have helped them build up their operations and their businesses across the globe. I've had the fortune and the good, um, ability to work and live in different parts of the world. And along my journey, I started interacting naturally with other individuals who started working with me and asking me about my opinions. And I kind of got into the whole coaching and mentoring, aspect of leadership. And I enjoyed it. And even till this date, I actively have a group of folks that I work with from a mentoring standpoint, and it's a two-way street. Most people think that when you mentor somebody, only the person that is being mentored is benefiting, but it couldn't be further from the truth. Both parties benefit.
Indeed. Yes.
Right? So over the years, I started doing that, and I was always, I'm of the firm opinion that in today's competitive environment, it's not the technology, it's not the capital, it's not the resource, it's the people. It's the people that make the difference. That is the competitive differentiator for an organization. So naturally, given my background and my affinity with working with people, I started asking myself, how can I make a difference in enabling people to maximize their potential. And that's when 3 years ago, I worked with Laura and my business partner and my life partner, and we came up with MaximizeU.Life, which is a way to maximize your potential and break down the traditional barriers to improvement. The key, Sandra, is not to measure yourself against somebody else, but to measure yourself against yourself. Am I a better version of myself yesterday or 5 days ago or a month ago or a year ago? And if you can answer that clearly, then yes, you are improving. So that's what we did with Maximize You. And we're so grateful and so happy that we had the opportunity to work with Softude. The name itself suggests everything about it. Software with gratitude, right? And I'll let Sunil talk about that, but it's a great partnership. And, the people make the difference. And that's why we are both working together.
I love that. And I love that you mentioned your life partner and your business partner. It's a rare couple that can do that.
Yes.
And we all salute the fact that you and Laura are able to do that. That's glorious. So Sunil, I was so thrilled to let you had your first job at age 14. I had my first job at age 14 too. I was a paper girl.
Oh, wow.
But I read that your first job at 14 was repairing flat tires to support your education. I love that. So share with us, Sunil, your journey and your work and your career and how it led you to creating Softude. And then we're going to get into why the name Softude and how your wisdom was woven into this creation.
Wow. So that's an interesting journey. People call it as a struggle. I don't call it as a struggle. I feel it's a journey at which I enjoyed it. So initially, because of, so my father, he used to have a very good business. For some reason, he got bankrupt. And that is the time the entire, the scenario changed. So that's the way. And that was the time when, for some political issues and everything, he was supposed to be, he was not able to work. He was not there, right? And that is the time he started a cycle, giving a cycle onto rent. So that's the place which we started. And then I used to work there, got into, engineering college after giving a competitive exam. But as family, we were not having the enough, financial condition, which can get me to travel to another city. So then ultimately I took an admission into the diploma, which is not an engineering, but which is a 3 years course only. Fortunately, I got into electronics and telecommunication. Being passionate about learning. Started from first year itself. I started, how to make money out of it. So whatever I used to learn in my college time, started trying practical things, how I can make it. So that is the time when those digital clocks have started, the LED clocks, that was the time. And I'm talking about it should be, I guess it's 80, 81, 82 time, right? That was the time when the digital clocks have started.
Right.
Rather than
I remember.
the world was shifting from analog to digital. So I used to get those digital clocks, the material from Mumbai, which is at that time it was Bombay. I used to get that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Used to make those digital clocks and used to sell it. But making enough money to support my, my education.
Yes.
That is the way. For those 3 years, I worked very, very hard for my, earning my education fees for that part. Afterwards, the college is over, got placed into a TV manufacturing company through one of my cousin's friend, Okay, so I got the job for quality testing of components, the invert quality for the components. Maybe after 20, 25 days of working, my boss, QA boss, I guess he's Mr. Jan, And he assigned me a task which supposed to be completed by a fresh person in 3 days time, and I completed that in 4 hours time. So he took me to plant manager that this guy, this new chap is just lying. He has not tested and he's just lying, and he has not done his work. That was the time then so my project, the the plant head, he started shouting on me. He was the person who gave me the reference, right? I
Right.
came through this reference only. And I said, you can check my work I have done, because of that experience of working for 3 years,
Mm.
I was not a fresh person. I was having experience of 3 years.
Yeah.
He
And
was
your
considering me,
confidence. Yeah.
yeah, and he was considering me like you're a fresh person. You are just a college pass out.
Right.
And he said, and then I said, I don't want to work. And he said, nobody's going to give you a work. And I said, okay, keep your work with you, and I will never work in my life now. I will never get any job anywhere. So that was the first, I took it, okay, now I will not work anywhere. I'll do something of my own. And that time my age was, I guess it's 19.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
so that is the time I started, okay, fine, let me start something of my own.
The entrepreneur was birthed.
Yeah. That was good. So I met this person maybe last year. I met him
Mm.
in some of the wedding. I remember him, and I went there and I just greeted him. I said tons of thanks to him. Because of him, I'm here. Whatever I am, otherwise I will be serving somewhere else.
Good. Very
So
good.
whatever I am, I'm because of him.
Ah,
So
very wise of you.
I respect that person because of whatever he did to me.
Yes, how he lit the fire.
Yeah. So that's the way. Then I started because I was knowing I worked in TV company, so I started knowing that okay, that was the time India the TV started. TV was launched in 1982 only,
Mm.
so just
Oh,
three four
okay.
years back
Interesting.
only. Yeah,
Okay.
so started you know opened a workshop
Mm.
for TV repairing and started going visiting people's home, started repairing TVs. So I used to go on cycle, and and that's the way that it was a wonderful time. Every day meeting some client
Oh,
somewhere, going their home, getting something. Then so that kept on there till I guess it was for 4 5 years till 90. Then somehow by the time computers being launched in India,
yes.
and meanwhile I was just doing my TV repairing. Then somebody asked me, "Can you do industrial maintenance?" I said, "Okay, yes." So probably thanks to Almighty, they gave me the confidence that I can do everything.
Yes.
So that's the time I started. Somebody asked me, okay, some electrode manufacturing plant. They said we are having some problem with our, thermal sensor and all those devices. No, okay, I can fix it, not a problem. And thanks, I guess I mean like always I used to have a blessings of Almighty with me,
Mm.
and every time whenever I do the task, I used to get it complete.
Yeah.
Or that started building reputation that way, that okay, this guy can repair anything.
Yeah. You just had the
So
confidence.
yes, so that confidence started helping me. So with the industrial maintenance, and then by the time 1991 computers were being launched, and that time those engineers, they used to come from Delhi or from Bombay, all from metros, which is an expensive affair, and then you have to wait for 3 4 days.
Ah.
So I met someone, and someone said, Ki, we have a problem in our computer. Can you fix it? Till that time, I never touched computer. I don't know
Wow.
what is being there in it, right? So, and he said, can you fix it? I said, yes,
Of
I
course.
can.
Oh, brilliant. I'm just gonna
And
say yes
again,
to the universe.
and again, as usual, like, the nature is there with you. I was able to fix the problem, though
Mm.
the problem was very small, but yes, I
But
was able to fix that.
yeah,
That gave me the confidence that I can do. So I
yeah,
learned everything on my first task, which I got it.
yeah.
So I was seeing that lady was typing, because that time it was DOS. So she was typing C colon, DIR. So I was able to say, okay, this is going to do like this. This is going to give the listing. So for those 2 hours, I was learning there how to run the computer.
Wow. And so when did you make the leap from fixing computers into I want to know software now, and then I want to launch a company?
Yeah. So after that, then again, I started then rather than I stopped TV and got into computer repairing,
Mhm.
that into networking, started selling computers. And 2004, sometime 2004 or so around. And then I felt it, okay, now we have done a lot into hardware. Let's get into software.
Yeah.
Let's start software. So I met Ajay, who is our CEO. You met him, right?
Mhm.
So I
Right.
met Ajay and I asked Ajay, let's start software. Let's start software division now. So that is the time we started software. So me and Ajay, we were there. So that's the first project we went to a customer.
And the company's
The
name was
Systematics.
yeah.
The company's name was Systematics Infotech Private Limited. Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
then
that's the way we started. Yeah.
and then the company just has grown and grown and
Yes.
grown. And then
Yeah.
in what it was 2020 or 2022 that you rebranded as
Yeah. So
Softude.
22. Yeah. So 22. So every time whenever there was a systematic, somehow, it was not really, I was not getting aligned with somewhere from inside, you're not feeling
Mm,
very good with the name. I want
yes.
to have my value system within, the value which we live with as a part of our brand.
Yeah.
So right from day one, the gratitude is something which we have learned, right? So that is something which kept me, okay, that you should be always grateful what you have.
Yeah.
So that is something I really want to have within the organization, the brand name.
Yeah.
And thus the Softude came in picture, that as a software plus gratitude.
Oh, Sunil, I love that. It was so evident being in your offices and your journey. You're having to go house to house and repair
Yeah.
these TVs, and your relationship building and your being with people and in relationship and grasping opportunities and taking them and really turning them into gold over and over and over so speaks about your understanding of gratitude. So, of course, you needed to rename it. You needed it to really reflect the wisdom that you walked with.
Well, that's what is being we feel. I mean, then when we change the name, then you started feeling, oh, this is
Yeah.
something what we
Now
are.
we're in the groove. Yeah. Now we are in the groove. Okay, that's fantastic. So now we have your stories. Tell us, how did you guys discover each other? What was that
Yeah. So, yeah, again, I'm of the, like Sunil said, right? I think what an inspiring story, Sunil.
like?
Two things stand out there. One is the can-do attitude. I can do it, right?
Yes.
That's number one. And number two, having faith and knowing that God is there with you and will help you achieve whatever you're doing, right? So those two things were so evident in your journey and so inspiring. So and that's really something I work on and am passionate about as well. So Sandra, I'm a firm believer that God, man makes his plans, but God decides how they actually materialize and when they materialize.
Yeah.
True.
Right. So I had gone to India for a software conference. I was invited by the government of India to come and talk and see how they can continue to expand and do more software exports. And
Uh-huh.
at that conference,
And
I
what year was this?
uh,
Excuse me for interrupting.
I think it was like I think 4 years ago
Okay.
in New
Before
Delhi.
COVID, just before COVID.
Yes, yes. It was in New Delhi, and I was there, and I met MJ Murtaza, and he was there, and we got talking, And there were many other people also, right? But MJ was the one that continued to follow up. And that's so important, right? Follow up is critical. You may get a connection, but that's not everything. It's how you interact, how you follow up. So that's how we started talking. And the rest is history, right? We started working with Softude. That's how we made the connection. And one thing led to the other. And, we're here today. So that's how it started.
Wow. And it continues. Sunil, speak to us a little bit about how your collaboration has grown over the course of your relationship.
So obviously, initially we started small because obviously that's, everyone has to test it, right? Because one needs to understand. Yeah. I mean, it's more from sales side that he has to understand. I mean, like, are we able to understand things? Will we able to deliver it? So fortunately, team has started delivering what is being there. Then I met, I guess, Sunita from our team. They met my daughter, right? Jhalak and Sunita. They met Sal and Laura in Austin during the visit. Yeah. And that is the time when this relationship. After that, started building it up properly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And after that, I guess I met I met Sal and Laura in again Austin when I was visiting there. That was 2023. I guess sometime in 23, right? I met him there.
Yes.
So that is the time when we started, taking it forward. And now after your visit, Sal, yours, Laura's visit, now we are looking at how we can really collaborate for, representing and doing the business for MaximizeU in India.
Yes. Yes, indeed. You've launched in India, which is congratulations.
That's again is going to be.
Yeah.
That's going to be a bigger potential area.
And then, I also want to mention it takes time and intentionality to build relationships. They don't happen on their own, right? People say, "Oh, I don't have time to do this." So you make time for what is important, right? And Sunil and Jhalak, and we even met your son, right, Sunil?
Yeah, Tanmay also, yeah.
Yeah, Tanmay when he came. So
actually, last month he was there with you.
Yeah. Laura and I, we met him and he was there and we had a great talk. So my point is, you have to make the effort.
Yeah.
You have to be intentional about it, and you have to build relationships for things to materialize. It doesn't happen on its own.
True.
That's such a beautiful... Yes, indeed. And such a beautiful segue into, that wisdom is really speaks about the times that we're in. To be intentional about the relationships in these challenging times in which we find ourselves, and how the work that you're doing, where your human potential and technology and business all come, and the edges of all of that, and how can we serve in a positive way? How can we help people explore their rough edges in these challenging times through the work that we're doing? Can both of you talk just a little bit about that, and then we'll get into what's next for the two of you?
So one thing which I feel now the concept, the philosophy which we started following is WWW, right? We are into the world of WW. But where that's usually people, they talk about win-win, which is win for you, which is win for me, but not has to be the win for, the other stakeholders, be it your team member or be it your end user, who's going to use it. So if it is going to be a win-win for everyone, nobody's going to lose.
Yeah. Amen.
So that is something which is going to be making people to win. And what Sal said, right? The intentions makes everything different. That is what should be the purpose of it, right? What purpose I'm solving, how I'm helping someone. It's not about money all the time.
Yeah. You can have a expanded mindset and a mindset of abundance, or a mindset of scarcity.
Yes.
Right? And that drives your behavior. If you have a mindset of scarcity, then you want to hoard everything for yourself because you feel if you share, it will reduce for you. But if
Mm.
you have a mindset of abundance, then the more you share, the more you
More.
get. Everybody, it's the tide that rises all boats, right?
Yes. And that is 21st century leadership. That feels to be the antithesis of this patriarchal capitalistic mentality that I'm hierarchical, I'm over, and it's mine, as opposed to this flat hierarchy of everyone is being lifted up and everyone has the role to play for
Okay.
all of our success.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'm in
I
Dallas,
learned,
right?
yeah,
Sorry to interrupt, but
no,
I'm actually in Dallas right now. And yesterday I met a client, and they told me that nobody has told us what you have shared with us today. Not one person, right? And it was in the beginning, it was a little antagonistic, but as we started talking, their guard went down. They realized that I'm on their side and I want to fix the problem. And by the end of the lunch, they were like, wow, this is a breath of fresh air.
that's what your intention makes the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I think that's what we'll name our this episode, a breath of fresh air.
Yes. So this is what something based on the similar thing which I learned from my spiritual gurus when I started this software, journey almost that time. And that's a simple code, right? I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too.
Yeah.
I want to be happy, but I won't be happy till I make you happy too.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful. So, gentlemen, looking at time here, what's next? What's on the leading edge for the two of you? What's up? What are your dreams, your visions? Where would you like? What would you like to create? What's next on your list? In your collaboration or in general? Either one.
Yeah. You go ahead first, Sunil.
So collaboration wise, first I would like probably it's a mutual relationship which we are looking forward, where where both of us can complement each other.
Mm.
Cell being there in the into his domain, there way where he can support Softude, and we in our domain will be able to support maximize you for that part. So that's something which is going to be there. A relationship which should grow together for forever. That's something which I have. Unfortunately, the type of relations which we maintain with our usually we start with a client, they become a family members. So the same goes with our team members. They usually join as an employee. We don't use word employee in our office. We use as a team, and most of them they become a family member.
Mm.
So that's the type of philosophy which we feel. So with Cell, it's going to be more of a less of a client relationship, but it's more of a family. The extended family.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And I feel, Laura and I feel the same way. When we first met you, Sunil, after that, Laura told me, it seems that I have known Sunil for so many years because of the instant chemistry that
Yes.
was apparent, right? So for us, right, we want to continue to grow, maximize you internationally. We are making some great strides in India, in Liberia, in the Middle East, in Europe. And we feel that every individual deserves the right to live a happier, balanced, and fulfilled life.
True.
And we
Agree.
want to make our part in making that a reality for every single man, woman, and child.
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's what has to be, right? How you can really make a happy world.
Yeah.
Because if you change the frequency, if we change our frequency of our thoughts, basically to if we take it to a frequency of 400, I mean, like a frequency of love and a gratitude and a peace, I'm sure we will be able to deliver same everywhere.
Yeah. Now, it's not going to be easy, and it's not all roses and rainbows, and there's
It is
lots
the
of,
edge of every day, after all.
yes, absolutely. And, nobody promised that it was going to be simple. Uh,
True.
but that's part of the journey, right? It's the journey, not the destination.
So even if it is going to be, it's difficult, but it's still, it's a part of journey. So accept it as it is.
Beautiful, gentlemen. Absolutely gorgeous. So before we close out, let's talk about, you can find Sal Celly and Laura Celly at MaximizeU.Life. You're also on LinkedIn. Both MaximizeU and Sal and Laura are on LinkedIn, and you also have an Instagram account. You
Yes.
can find Sunil Rawat. You can find him at Softude.com, correct?
Correct.
And Sunil is also on LinkedIn, as well as Softude has a LinkedIn page and Facebook page. Wonderful articles, wonderful resources that you've provided on your social media, as well as obviously your website. And of course, you can find me, Sandra Bargman, at sandrabargman.com. You can find the Edge of Everyday podcast at MaximizeU.Life or on your favorite podcast platform of choice. So, gentlemen, any last words for our listeners before we sign off?
Yeah, I want to say, Sandra, you are an integral part of the journey.
Oh.
And it is fundamental for what you're doing, and we are very thankful for the contribution that you're making in helping spread the right message to everybody around the world. So thank you for what you do.
Thank you, Sal. Thank you.
So I think, yeah, Sandra, I mean, like the same way I feel what you're doing is something which is live is to give. So what you're doing is just giving to people, getting from people, but you're giving to people, right? So that's what you're doing it. I mean, like it's amazing.
Oh.
So wonderful.
Well, thank you so much, both of you. Thank you. It has been a joy to have this conversation with you on the edge of every day. I'm going to reread this quote that I read in the opening again. Both of you embody this so beautifully. Business, the motor of our society, has the opportunity to be a new creative force on the planet, a force which could contribute to the well-being of many. For that to occur, we must all substantially increase our commitment to integrity and accountability and courageously make a quantum leap in consciousness. And you two gentlemen embody that to a T. So thank you again for being on the edge of every day. And to our listeners, remember, you are always at the edge of the miraculous. Till we speak again next time, take good care.
Thank you. Bye.